transformation process. This creates business value as the cloud is gradually integrated into IT infrastructure and industry applications. During this transformation process, the innovative technology and future-oriented cloud, such as Huawei Cloud, is the preferred choice for enterprises to run their applications. I have the great honor to welcome our first speaker of the day, Mr. Yu-Zong Chao, Chief Cloud Solutions Architect of Huawei. Welcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are really delighted to have you here today to participate and share in the Huawei Public Cloud Service Forum. Welcome for coming. So Huawei is doing public cloud business as a company's strategy. So we are investing massively on public cloud technology and also business, and we have made really good progress. So in Europe, we are doing this a really unique business model. We are collaborating with our strategic partners, T-Systems from Deutsche Telekom and OBS from France Telecom. So this collaboration model actually gives us a very unique advantage. So we are able to provide our customers real local public cloud platform with the best local compliance and also data privacy protection and also local enterprise services. On the other hand, we can still provide our customers global public cloud coverage by our partnership and also our Open Cloud Service Alliance. So I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to our honorable speakers from our partners, from T-Systems and from OBS. So as a cloud architect, I personally have been working on helping enterprises to adopt cloud for almost 10 years. So I know the enterprise cloud adoption is really a long journey. But I would say things are changing. So I'm particularly excited about the progress we have made in the past few years. So we have helped a lot of enterprises to adopt our public cloud. And I would say the Huawei Public Cloud, as well as the Huawei partner public cloud platforms, are enterprise-ready and also enterprise-optimized. So we have seen most of the people nowadays agree that the cloud should become the core foundation for any enterprise's IT strategy. We have seen that the enterprise cloud adoption discussion move from should I do it, why I do it, to when and how I do it. So the purpose of this forum today is to share our experience about how we do it with our enterprise customers. So we will showcase a really exciting network service, which will provide a very easy way for our customers to build network connection, dedicated network connection between China and Europe on our public cloud. We will also discuss a couple of interesting topics, such as Internet of Things and connected vehicle on our cloud, and best practice of enterprise cloud adoption, and also artificial intelligence on our cloud, and heterogeneous and edge computing with our cloud. So before I hand over to the next speaker, I warmly welcome you again, and I wish you a very, very productive forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chao, for this wonderful introduction. Now, I would like to welcome our first speaker to the stage, and that is Mr. Cédric Parent. He is the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer at Orange Business Services, and he is going to share with you some of the best practices within Orange Business Services. So welcome.
So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much to give you a chance to have this assembly and this speech this afternoon. So, first of all, I need to start with some apologize. I need to apologize for my very bad accent, my very French accent. I've tried in the past to improve it by watching crime series on American TV, but unfortunately, the only thing that I succeed to improve is my level of slang words rather than my accent in English. So, as you mentioned, I am now the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for Orange Business Services. And to give you a very short overview about what Orange Business Services is, what you mentioned as OBS, previously Mr. Chow, is that today we are running the business of 7.3 billion euro business per year. We are operating networks, cloud, security, mobility in today more than 180 countries, 220 territories, and we have very motivated and talented people, 20,000 people who are dedicated to the B2B. Two figures that I would like to mention. Obviously, we are also well known for what we are currently doing in the network business for a while now. But we have starting a few years ago our business in the IT, and especially in the cloud services and the security space, where we made last year roughly 10% of growth year over year, and we will overpass this and we'll go very, very far more fast this year on this part. Now, if I want to deep dive in the cloud business today, as mentioned, we have dedicated people in the cloud business in Orange Cloud for Business affiliates. We have more than 1,600 people who are dedicated, who have different skills. Private cloud, public cloud, shared cloud, all the managed services, as well as cloud coach or people who are dedicated to the GDPR. And by the way, I saw that many of you attend to the GDPR session we have this morning, and we will refer to this later on. And today we are managing more than 3,000 customers all over the world. We have some customers, and we are managing more than 100,000 today virtual machine, and we have customers from, we say, the prosumer market in France to the big multinational and the top 10 fortune in the world. So, many of the speakers today have spoken about the digitalization, of this world, and there are three main drivers of the company, starting and launching their transformation and digital journey. The first one is the needs. We see that there are many customers today changing their needs thanks to the digital. We have seen bank becoming more and more digital, and even bank becoming mobile. You have seen different actors. It's what we call the Uberization of the economy. You have the shift, and other people, other companies are trying to launch new products. Second thing is the interaction. Today, customer expectations are really changing. For instance, is what we see with the booming of all the chatbots. The interaction between the end users and the company is really changing. They want to go much more faster. They want to get an answer very quickly. They want to customize their product. And then the relationship between the brands, the companies, and the end users is very important. And the last point is the knowledge of our companies. It's quite obvious in the consumer market. Today, all the people, are looking at the internet prior to purchase any type of product. But even if I took, the example of the multinational companies, the companies with several 10,000 employees, or even sometimes several 100,000 companies, roughly 80% of the people are looking to the internet on the web portal prior to join their account manager and to discuss about what the product and getting the information. So it means that we are used to have this type of knowledge improvement from the end users on the consumer market, but even on the high class, I would say, of the scope, with the multinational companies, 80% of the companies today are referring to internet prior to join their account manager or the people dealing with their account. And that's why probably it's explained that by today, if I refer to back to early 2000, 52% of the Fortune 500 of the company has disappeared. If I make a comparison between the 2000 and now, more than half of the company has disappeared due to this digitalization. So our vision today as Orange Business Services is to help our customer towards the transformation journey. It means that we are not only managing the transport of all their data, but we are helping our customers to manage all the steps of the transformation journey. For instance, we help them to collect the information. We are managing today more than 15 million of sensors, of connectors, of machine-to-machine, I would say, endpoint, and we are managing it. We transport all this information. It can be towards wireless networks, Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G tomorrow, or LoRa, for instance. We are also able to process and store those data, is most of the purpose of the cloud business. We are able to secure those data, which is very important. We refer to what we said this morning with GDPR stuff. It's more and more important to be able not only to store, to collect, and to transport the data, but to secure as well this data. And we are, at the end of the day, able to analyze with the big data. And we made a big announcement about acquisition we made last week with Business and Decision. We're able to analyze the data and to collaborate and to create content on this. And if I refer to some of the questions that has been mentioned this morning, that's about the GDPR. When we talk about GDPR is not only about securing and ensuring the process on the store part, but it's able at every step of the transformation and data journey to manage and to be compliant with the GDPR. And that's the reason why, not only those parts, but that's the reason why Orange Business Services is well positioned to help our customers towards the transformation journey. So, very quickly, I will not spend too much time on this slide, but this one is mentioning that today the borders between the IT people and the people from the business lines, the borders between those two people, those two entities and two organizations are definitely blurring. And it's due to the fact, for instance, of what we call the cloud native application. You can create very fast, very quickly application running on the cloud from D1. And in the past, I just remember a discussion that I have with some CIO and SOSIM CEO, and they say that, this shadow IT staff, that they are facing a competition. The CTO and the CIO people, organization are facing competition, I would say competition, from the business line spending a lot of money in IT, but shadow money, it means that's money that has not been shared, where they not involve the IT people. I would say that it was a big trend. It was a very hype words in this shadow IT stuff, but due to some, I would say, trends regarding the GDPR and the security, today you risk 4% of your total turnover if you take any risk on the GDPR stuff. And due to the fact as well that on the other hand, you go very quickly to implement and to develop application. Definitely, we are seeing, and it's a feedback from our CIO and CTO of our customers, these borders and these shadow IT disappearing. This slide, it looks like to be a very marketing slide. It's not as sticky, but is to mention that today the CEO the CEO life is very, very challenging. They need to be a very complete, I would say, athlete. They need to be at the same time a marathon runner and at the same time a sprinter. Why do I say that? Is that they have to manage at the same time the transformation, I would say, from legacy to cloud. They need to move their classical legacy stuff, the classical workloads from their legacy system to the cloud. So this most of the time big projects. It's months over months. It's very complicated since it's very integrated with the rest of the information system. And at the same time, there needs to be a sprinter. It means they have to create and to enable the creation of new business model, new business line, and new revenue. And that's why they need to manage at the same time creating new revenue for their business line, create through what we call the cloud native application, and at the same time manage some legacy to cloud shift and to manage this marathon race and this sprinter race. So where we are with Orange Business Services is that we help our customers to do at the same time, you know, this marathon runner part and this sprinter part. We are ready to help our customer with the cloud readiness assessment. It's something that we are clearly doing today for the GDPR assessments. Since the beginning of this year, we have done for many of the Fortune 500s many cloud readiness assessments to help them to assess and to see how they can shift their legacy business to the cloud. We are able as well with what we call the Digital Transformation Lab to help them to create, to assess, to develop, to manage, to implement the cloud native application if they want to run another business. And at the end of the day, we are able to manage this application and to manage the underlying infrastructures. So it has been mentioned previously, and I'm sure that my colleague from T-System will mention as well just afterwards. It's a very important part. We have implemented this solution, what we call the flexible engine, which is our public cloud solution relying on hardware and software provided by Huawei. We have implemented this solution in France in the coming weeks. Hope before the end of the World Cup, hopefully. In Netherlands, we have implemented in Singapore, we've implemented in the US. So we have a global reach, and we are able, when we complete it with what we have developed as private cloud solution plus the Cloud Alliance, and I will refer to just afterwards, we are able to cover the globe and to be able to help our customer deploying those type of solutions. On top of that, I'm sorry. On top of that, we are relying as well on the Cloud Alliance. This is an agreement that has been signed between Huawei and Orange Business Services. It has been signed as well by some of my colleagues of Telefonica and T-System, and it will help and it will be grant our customer to benefit from all the coverage and the global alliance regarding the clouds. It means that with a unique contract, with a unique single sign-on, with a unique pricing, with a unique portal, with a unique support, they will be able to use data's virtual machine services, whether it's on Orange Business Services Cloud, or Huawei Cloud, or other part of the Cloud Alliance. And it's something that we have already implemented. Early this year, I don't know if I'm granted to mention the name of those customers, but this is one of the biggest media and press agency in the world. And we have deployed in China, in Europe, in the US, their application and all their servers and their web portal to distribute their content, thanks to the Cloud Alliance. In China, we rely on Huawei Cloud, and in other parts of the world, in the US, from what we have developed in Atlanta, and in Europe, for instance, with what we have developed and stored in the French data centers. So I think that I will end with 3 main examples of customers that we have developed recently. This project is very interesting. This is the Copernicus project. I don't know if you're aware of it, but a few months ago, it was end of last year, the European Space Agency has launched a project to give to any citizen of the European Union, any companies, any startups, any teachers, any students. They decided to have a repository, a data centers, a data lake, where they will store all the information coming from the satellite or inside information. And they decided to build application on top of this and to give this application, to give access for free to this data to all the citizens of Europe, and as well to all the startups and any teachers, students, and so on. And at the end of this summers, all this information will make, and it will be the 3rd biggest data centers, the 3rd biggest in terms of numbers and volumes of data. It will be the 3rd biggest repository data in Europe by the end of this year, summer. The second example, and we talk a lot about what we about IoT and the connected car. You know, I don't know if you have ever been. Oh, sorry. Thank you. So I pushed 1 month. It's, you know, it's a big trend. It has been also mentioned. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happened, by the way. But we helped the PSA, it's Peugeot Citroën Group, with Huawei to implement. It's automatic, I don't know why. but you know, to implement their solution. And there will be at the end, just to give you the size of the project, I'm sorry, I have to go quickly on it. It will have by the end of this project more than 10 million of vehicles that will be connected. And in each vehicle, there will be 100, as far as I remember, 100 connectors that will, per car, 100 connectors per car, and 10 millions of cars that will send data to the data centers. It gives you the example of how reliable our infrastructures and the managed services needs to be when every minute you have 100 connectors per car and you have 10 millions of cars that will be connected to our data centers. The third example, and it's an affiliate of Axel Springer Group, which is a German group, by the way. This is a company, a web company in France, which is the leader in France of the real estate, and they rely 100% in the web distribution. They are full native web application, and they have chosen. Thanks to our performance, and you know our performance in web application is very important, and I just will give you figures afterwards. They have chosen flexible engine thanks to the security, thanks to the performance, and thanks to the fact that the user experience, and they are using, by the way, today, 2 other hyperscalers, public cloud solution in the addition of a flexible engine. But with the performance we gave to this customer, 70% of this traffic today is on flexible engine. And it's very important. I just remember a conference I attended in the Silicon Valley a few months ago where a big retail player say that 26% downloading page, if you decrease by 26% the downloading page of a web page, you increase by 12% the conversation rate and the transformation rate in terms of sales. That's why the performance, the reliability, the security of this type of application is quite important. So if I need, I don't want to be too long, but if I want to summarize it and to say it very shortly, what we want to do, and we need to be very humble in this, is that we want to become the cloud hybrid champion. Public cloud is very important for our customers, but we need to be as well able to manage multi-cloud, and multi-cloud definitely is becoming mainstream. If I refer to many studies that has been made by analysts and some of this type of firm, 85% of the customers today are multi-cloud. They are not only using public cloud, they are using at the same time private cloud. We are operating for a while private cloud. Now with flexible engine, we are able to manage through our multi-cloud platform, different type of cloud. The second part is innovation. I've just tweeted before entering on this scene. We have just signed, for instance, a startup who has just tweeted that thanks to flexible engine, he has succeeded to transform all the smartphone in time machine. You know, they are providing virtual reality application on your smartphone, and you can visit, you know, very, very famous monuments. So definitely, cloud is not about cloud only, is enabling the innovation, and it's part of the DNA. And the third part, and I think it's a very important message that I want to deliver to you, is that obviously the infrastructure part is very important, but more important probably is also what we are able to do in the professional services and the managed services, and being able for our customers to manage at the same time the application, the infrastructures, and all the transformation. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, Mr. Parent. Now, let's take a look at our next launch video. So here I am back, and before we move on to our next speaker, I just want to remind you that we have a lucky draw again at the end of this forum. So if any of you have a ticket, please keep it in your pockets, because maybe you are one of the winners. So yeah, maybe you're lucky. I would like to introduce our next speaker, and that is Michael Lee, and he is the head of Partner Cloud Marketing at Huawei, and he is going to give you a Cloud Connect live demo. So let's see what he has to say.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for this chance, and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And this afternoon, I want to introduce the Cloud Connect live demo. Huawei has Huawei Cloud in China, and we also have partner public cloud in Europe, such as OBS and OBS Flex Engine, OTC, and Telefonica, and other partner public cloud. Later we will use Cloud Connect service to connect all these clouds together. We all know more and more enterprise want to do global business. They want to, for example, Europe enterprise want to expand business in China, and the China enterprise want to go abroad to expand business in Europe. And they want to visit their enterprise app or enterprise communication at any time, anywhere, on any device. So they need they want a stable Silk Road. They want a stable connection to connect to everywhere. We all know for enterprise connections, there are two traditional ways. First one for internet. Internet is convenient, but it's not stable. And another way is a leased line. It's some expensive, but it's stable. But for leased line, there's some weakness. First one, the time to market is some long. It costs about 3 to 4 months to deploy it. And network planning is very complicated. You need specific IT guys to handle all this work. And the tariff is some fixed. You have to buy it based on the year, not based on the month. So later, we want to deploy Cloud Connect service to help you solve all this problem, to help you deploy cloud enterprise connection just in minutes. We will soon later, very soon. And we can provide intelligent enterprise network management, and we will make the tariff more flexible than before. Of course, stable network performance is the basic. Why this line costs a lot of time? Because to all enterprise, if they want to build up an enterprise connection in traditional way, they must start from a physical connection. So they have to separate, they have to design by themselves, purchase the network by themselves, deliver network, fix the network by themselves, and migrate all applications on the cloud by themselves. All things handled by themselves. For example, if enterprise want to set up a Cloud Connect between South China to Europe, they must separate this work into several parts. They must select an outbound operators to meet the compliance for Chinese government. And they must find big carriers to handle the cross-continent backbone. It's some difficult for them. Now, Huawei have done all things, all infrastructure for you. Cooperate with our partners, cooperate with our partner carriers. So the physical connection has been handled, has been ready by Huawei. So you can open the connection, enterprise connection link in minutes. We will see very soon. We all know Huawei is a global company. We have about 30 years to handle global IT network solution, IT network operation. So we have self-developed our global network operation platform, EC. From this network, from this picture, we can see the global network topology and view the dynamic traffic about Huawei IT traffic. Now we migrate this solution to Huawei Cloud. So you can see the whole Huawei Cloud network topology and traffic in real time. More important, we can provide Cloud Connect brain for tenants. Not just you can see the whole picture, including all tenants, but also we can provide the visual graphic for the tenants. We can provide this tool for tenants to build up the service, to update the service, to delete service. For example, delete Cloud Connect, update Cloud Connect, or set up Cloud Connect. And we can see the tenants' network topology and view the traffic, dynamic traffic, and metering them. At the same time, the subscription will become more flexible. For example, in traditional ways, the traffic will be allocated point to point. It's fixed, not flexible. Now, we can share the cross-continent traffic between different regions. For example, if we have the bandwidth between China and Europe with 1 gigabps, today we can allocate 500 to Beijing, 500 to Guangzhou. Tomorrow, we can allocate 200 Mbps to Beijing, 800 Mbps to Guangzhou. So it's very flexible and be active just in minutes. And the tariff base will shorten from year to months. That will give the enterprise more convenient. When we preparing this Cloud Connect demo, we have compared the performance of Internet and Cloud Connect. We can see the comparison. We can see that for Internet, the average latency is about 160 milliseconds. But for Cloud Connect, the performance has improved about 44%. The packet lose rate is about 10% maximum. But when we use Cloud Connect, the packet lose rate is just about 0. Okay, after this, we will have about just less than 2 minutes demo. Introduce the configuration of Cloud Connect and the performance of Cloud Connect. Okay, let's show the live demo. Introduce the first deployment of Cloud Connect and the stable performance of Cloud Connect. Okay. The music of Cloud Connect. It's about 3 steps just to open this performance. First one, create a Cloud Connect instance or create this link between South China and Europe in less than 1 minute. And second step, we use this link, Cloud Connect link, to connect the VPC in South China and the VPC in Europe. So the data can be transferred from China to Europe or transferred from Europe to China directly. Enterprise class. Here you see Paris region, the VPC for Paris region. Each VPC have 2 subnetworks. And that's a third step, configure inter-region bandwidth. Now we just provide 1 region. If we have 2 regions or 3 regions, we can allocate this bandwidth into 3 parts. Okay, just finished for the configuration, very easy. And let's see the performance comparison between Cloud Connect and the Internet. This is a demo about 2 days ago. This means the download pictures from Orange Cloud to Huawei Cloud, from Europe to China. The transmit time is shortened about 60%. Okay, that's the live demo for the Cloud Connect. And for more detail, you can see our booth. In our booth, you can see the real instance in Huawei Cloud and the real instance in Orange Cloud. Transfer the data between these two clouds. Yeah. One more thing we want to see is now this is the live demo for Cloud Connect. That means for technical parts, we have finished technical parts, but now we want to prepare many other issues. So for about October 10 to 12, we will commercially announce this service worldwide, and together with our partner our carriers partners. Yeah. Okay. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee, for this wonderful presentation. Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, and that is Mr. Fabian Klose, Vice President of T-Systems International. And he's going to share with you the best practices of Open Telecom Cloud. So welcome, Mr. Klose.
Hi together. So my name is Fabian. I'm responsible for cloud sales and the Open Telecom Cloud sales within T-Systems, and therefore also intensively collaborating, of course, with Huawei. What I want to share with you are certainly three things. So first of all, outline a little bit how we are positioning as T-Systems in terms of public cloud and with our cloud strategy, and how the Open Telecom Cloud is a very elementary part of that. And of course, a value proposition for our clients, so certainly for all of you of the Open Telecom Cloud, and hands-on best practices out of projects where we see this platform brings the highest level of value and yield to the market. So as T-Systems, where do we position us in this whole cloud journey? Yeah? So if you look at T-Systems, we are the largest IT services company in Germany. We are the biggest SAP hoster in Europe. And out of this, we bring a lot to the table when looking at clients in the IT space, and also a lot to the table when we are talking about transforming into cloud. And this is really the point where we position ourselves and really also sharpen our investments in the beginning of the year in our transformation, that we say we transform clients into the public cloud. With this transformation, make the consultancy, make the implementation, and make all the managed services. And the starting point for many of these projects are certainly projects around the digital transformation. But this is in many industries the starting point. Yeah? For example, in automotive some years ago, these projects around new car models and mobility models started. Yeah? This is a pure public cloud workload, as they all tend to be globally and have a massive scaling. Yeah? We observed in healthcare, for example, also, even though it's regulated, a huge public cloud adoption. And one industry after another got into this discussion, and what we really focus on now is also the discussion going into this cloud-only direction. So transforming workloads, and our point of view is that in the future we will really talk about cloud-only, yeah, but have to go there, the intermediate state with a hybrid cloud, and there we bring a lot to the table, yeah, with all our legacy, but also with new solutions. But we position us, and we see workloads going really holistically in the public cloud. If we look then to the market, we see certainly we have platforms which are heavily emerging. Yeah? so the pure public cloud market, but on the same hand, you also see that the system integration market around public cloud is growing to the same extent. So we do two things. Yeah? We push public cloud platforms, and our core platform to do so is the Open Telecom Cloud, and I will get to why it is our core platform, certainly. But we also push the system integration business because it is the core DNA and also the managed service business for T-Systems. So if we look about the 4 points on our cloud vision as T-Systems, yeah? So the first point is we are the first choice as a digital platform, because we span the broadest possibilities to leverage platforms from the global hyperscalers, but also to our Open Telecom Cloud, which is has a pure differentiation in the German market with all this ability to comply to the regulations, yeah, and with the OpenStack affinity and many other points I will come from, but also other platforms. And we are the partner for enterprises because we are, especially in the German market, the largest IT company in the enterprise. And one specific area where we are now investing in, together with Huawei, is the hybrid business. And this is truly a differentiation in the market because we bring capabilities as they are leveraged in the public cloud business with all this scalability into our clients' data centers. So dedicated for our clients with a very flexible model and the same scalability as you have in the off-premise world. And spanning these dimensions, yeah, so to say, speaking about the zero outage and resiliency and robustness T-Systems brings to the table, but also spanning on the all public cloud dimensions, enforcing the digitalization. There we see our future and also today's business as T-Systems. So if you look at these platforms, so we recently rolled out a public cloud first strategy, and we say in this public cloud first strategy we have the Open Telecom Cloud first because this is a platform where we see the highest value creation for us as Telecom and certainly also for our clients, because as Telecom we invest in this platform to also expose more workloads into business applications for our clients into this platform. But on the other side, we also believe in the hyperscale market, so in the Microsoft businesses and Amazon business, because this market is growing so rapidly. Yeah? So we cannot ignore that, and we also believe in that. Yeah? And so we, from this point of view, we span different platforms. Yeah? We have also a framework for doing DevOps tailored to our customers, and we certainly invest in very specific business solutions or SaaS solutions, which then preferably also run on the Open Telecom Cloud as a Prio platform, or if that does not work on the further platforms. So then talking about the focus of our future business, what are, or of our business, what are the dimensions? So I talked about managed cloud services. And I talk about the dimension public cloud, which we address with the Open Telecom Cloud, and also the hybrid cloud with the local aspects. And our investments in managed cloud services, meaning Navigate services. Yeah? So these are services for consulting services, how to move to the cloud, yeah? From how to apply cloud native into ITIL schemes, yeah? How to implement DevOps processes within given IT procedures, for example, but also how to select the right workloads and the corresponding business case, and the whole implementation and the farming concept. Yeah? And despite our Open Telecom Cloud, these specific services are a particular area of our investments right now. So coming to the Open Telecom Cloud as our prioritized cloud platform and offering. So what are the specific areas which we really see here for our clients and for the value creation. So the hybrid aspect, yeah, where I will get a little bit deeper on following out of different dimensions certainly. Yeah? So the one dimension is the orchestration piece, yeah, that you can decide this, for example, based on the criticality of a workload. Do you want to have it in a more dedicated environment or in a public environment? Also spanning on with this hybrid capability certainly a global footprint. So we are with our Open Telecom Cloud located in Germany in a highly secure data center in Biere, Magdeburg, yeah, where we also host very critical German federal workloads, for example, but also other very critical workloads, so to say. And but we can go to our Singapore data center, where we opened up the second footprint, yeah, starting to bring there multinational companies which expand from Germany their footprint in the Asian market, but now we are experiencing that also Asian companies are very interested to go in there and then to expand their footprint into our high secure German data centers. And another lever is certainly the investment Huawei is taking in their data centers in the Chinese market. Yeah? So with this cloud alliance which we are pushing, yeah, we can enable also with our hybrid approach customers to shift or to port workloads, yeah, according to their needs into the Chinese market, and this is really a differentiator. Combined with the approach that we are highly secure in Germany, but have a partner who has based on a similar stack and also this OpenStack workload portability solutions in the Chinese markets. So around this hybrid piece, we really have a differentiator here with this platform, yeah, because we span off multiple models and bring in high secure Germany. We bring in the Chinese market, which is requested with many European large companies right now, and also span other locations via our approach with a roaming-like model. So accountability means certainly no vendor lock-in. So many clients or CIOs are asking me, Mr. Klose, before I go in the cloud with you, can you answer me how can I go out of the cloud? And this is certainly our approach with OpenStack. Yeah, so we enable workload portability from the client's premises into our cloud platform, but certainly also between our models. And with OpenStack, of course, also invest in this community and therefore in extensions of our platform according to the needs of developers. And as we are talking about security, this is certainly a differentiator right now. When you talk, for example, about GDPR or things like the Cloud Act, where some providers or many providers have the issue that there are some kind of rest risks, yeah? So that you cannot exclude the risk, yeah, that you lose data into authorities in the US. Yeah, so these are discussions very often. Yeah. Is it a gray zone or is it a white or a black zone? Certainly it's for many providers a gray zone. For us it is not. Yeah. So with the Open Telecom Cloud we are highly secure in Germany and we also can comply to certainly very critical workloads. So if we now look in what's in the package, what is in the box or what you get out of it. So one aspect is really compelling, which is the performance. Yeah, we recently won a very large banking customer on our platform, and one driver to this were performance benchmarks which outperformed more or less all other platforms. This certainly combined also with the pricing edge, yeah, because we are doing price benchmark very recently and give our clients also a commitment to adjust prices to a level where we are really competitive in the market for the services we bring here to the table. What we also see as a differentiator that we can bring the managed services and the high availability to the table. Yeah, if we look, for example, for revenue generating workloads, yeah, we have one very large project, which is the mobile backend of Huawei on this platform, which is heavily growing and meanwhile revenue generating model. And there we also fulfill the SLAs, and we also can extend this and are doing this right now to other projects in different dimensions. Good. Let's have a look deeper. What is really in this package? Yeah. So we started, as we started this Open Telecom Cloud for approximately 2 years ago, we were mainly in this area of the compute services. Yeah, and there are also these benchmarkings I mentioned and things like that are really competitive, but we also go more now in these areas of the platform as a service piece. Yeah, with container services and also selected other services. And as I said, we as Telecom also invest this platform. We also intend to bring more business content and business focus in. So what anyhow are services which are heavily requested is currently storage, and I come to the workloads which are relevant here. This is truly bare metal because it spans a very important role, also coming to the best practices in the SAP business, but also our other server-related services. So to span it up, yeah, so you really get the no vendor lock-in commitment and the workload portability with us. The SAP piece, I will come as a best practice, which is very important. We invest heavily in startups. This is also something which is very good. So if you are a startup, just get back to me, drop me a note, or contact me, because we have a very attractive program for startups. And we recently spent the 100 startups line, which are now productive on our platform and with really mature models. And we span up these different delivery models in a high secure manner. Good. So one additional remark, maybe, if you look at this hybrid vision, and I elaborated a little bit on that. So what we bring to the table here. So we have the public cloud, which runs in our data centers. Yeah, and what we now bring to the market is the hybrid cloud. And this is really heavily requested because it follows the same mechanics and business model or a similar business model as we have in the public cloud and the dynamics, but we can do it on the customer premises. And the customer has a choice. Yeah, we can do it over a joint dashboard and also leverage the workload portability and can enable the customer for really a hybrid vision and also scalability balanced with security. If I take 2 use cases where we see the highest yield right now, then it is at first the SAP. We are now certified with the Open Telecom Cloud for SAP, and with the certification we literally had 2 wins, and we have many clients requesting our services here because we experience in the market right now that the market is pushing to go in the public cloud in the SAP space, because also SAP wants to bring their clients there with their S/4HANA story and to enable innovation to their clients. And this is also something which we can bring to into SAP environments. So we have especially experiences right now with managed services providers which offer their services to clients. So they really appreciate this platform. So we have a scaling business with them and use them as a lever also to bring in new workloads. And as a step into the SAP business, we experience different kind of use cases. So of course you can start with a rapid provisioning and kind of dev test systems or sandboxing systems. This is usually a thing customers just can try out, and we have also jumpstart packages to do this very easily. but we also see a variety on other workloads. Yeah? And my recommendation is to also think about bringing whole SAP environments or whole installations in the public cloud and use a lever there as a trigger event, for example, release upgrades or similar effects. Where we also see our SAP story as a very important possibility is for divestitures. Yeah? So we are discussing this right now with many clients. If companies have to split off certain areas of their business, this is especially in the SAP environment a driver to realize the transition from company to company without going into massive capex and also getting projects resolved in time. And we have experience on that. So if you are in this situation, this is certainly a very compelling point to talk with us about the SAP business. Okay, and what are benefits here? Certainly no contractual commitment. You can start just off. We also are further investing in this platform, so we can also grow this business jointly. But we are ready for production. We are doing this on a productive level with customer, and we can also share experiences in a more depth way here. But this is certainly a driver. The second thing is that we won in the January a tender with the European Union on doing services in context of Helix Nebula, which is a science cloud platform, and also now Copernicus, which is for satellite data, a high-performance computing framework. And here we bring together two advantages or three advantages which are very important and we have a high lever in the market. So we are highly secure. We can scale up infrastructure and storage very fast with award-winning benchmarks when it comes to performance. And with OpenStack, we can enable a portability which is leading edge. And for example, we won CERN, which is a very compelling research institution to do their high performance measures onto our platform. We won a compelling deal with ESA, the space agency, to do the same with satellite data. And in the last weeks, we brought other institutions also to our platform and have very large variety of other institutions which are right now going to our platform, and they are asking me proactively. They are coming to us and say, okay, you won this European Union tender and you are a player for us, and there's a very high demand right now in this space. So if high performance computing is something which is of your specific interest, we should certainly talk, because we have here a platform where we have really experiences and running customers and a lot of best practice and certainly differentiation. Good, and last but not least, we are also, as I said, as a telecom, eating our own dog food, and platforms where we are in, for example, our cloud telecom portal is running on the Open Telecom Cloud. We have App Agile as our DevOps framework, custom DevOps which we, for example, many automotive clients in Germany use, and certain other platforms which we are offering as telecom to the market is running on the Open Telecom Cloud, and we are heavily extending this and can also bring experiences out of this platform. And the good thing for you as customer is certainly that you will see the variety of platforms and content which is on the Open Telecloud will emerge. Good, so with a spanning of this, I think I elaborated on two things. So our general strategy, which is also on navigation services, implementation services, system integration, where we are heavily investing in as a platform, and then use these services and skills to transform clients into the cloud, and with a strong focus on the Open Telecom Cloud. And I hope there was some use cases or value differentiators which are of interest for you. So I would be very delighted to go in a deeper discussion with you here. And the best practices we generated in the last weeks and months are compelling for you. Having this said, thanks a lot. and look forward to maybe a follow-on discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vielen Dank. Just to ask everyone, how's everyone feeling? Are you feeling happy or are you tired? Yeah? We had a couple of people here having a couple of naps, so I think people are tired. But we have a lot of comfortable seats here, so you can also sit here. It's very comfortable. Now, let's talk about cloud services a little bit more. Cloud services do offer a lot of foundations for all future services. And the question is, how do we ensure a smooth and stable and secure migration of enterprise services to the cloud? And I think that our next guest can probably answer this question. His name is Mr. Han Guotian. He is the Chief HPC of Cloud Solution Architect at Huawei. And he's going to talk to you about Huawei Cloud and how to make business simpler. So welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our booth. Today, I will take about 15 minutes to talk about why Huawei Cloud can make business simple. Actually, first, I will discuss what is the customer concern when we are moving the workload to public cloud. And also, we will demonstrate our cloud capability for enterprise customer application and security and global coverage. And last, we want to deliver to the market that we can make our customers' business simple. When we go to customer to discuss the cloud adoption, the top three questions will be, first, will our customer application ready to move to the cloud? Which application can be the first one? And is Huawei Cloud have the capability to run our workload? This is the first question. Second will be the security issue. Is it safe to move our sensitive application on cloud? It's very sensitive. The last question, top question, will be the global coverage, especially for a lot of customers do business across Europe and China. Okay, let's talk detail about this question. Actually, cloud adoption began at 10 years before. At first stage, is most of the web and mobile application run on the cloud. These applications are developed on cloud, so they can scale out very quickly. We call this application Boeing Cloud. And now, cloud adoption entered into the second stage. Customers begin to move their core business application to public cloud. For example, they move the product developed application, for example, HPC. They're also talking about the business management, SAP, to public cloud. And the customer also do the innovation on cloud. So what's the real difference between cloud-native application and application migrate cloud? These are two different, total different workload. So for the cloud-native application, they need to be on demand. They can scale out from one machine to 10,000 machines in 5 minutes. So to make this scale out very efficiency. So market introduce microservice service. So Huawei Cloud can provide both features at here. And also we can enhance at here by provide application service on our public cloud platform. Regarding the core business application, it's very different from the application native one. For example, high-performance computing need a high extreme performance infrastructure. They need a low-latency computer network, high-bandwidth storage network. And also for ICP workload, they need a high availability to ensure the business run without any failure. They also need how to fail to the backup data center if they have a disaster recovery. This is the very very critical application. And also for the innovation workload, traditional IT resource is not enough and not efficiency to run the innovation workload. For example, they will need a GPU, FPGA, and the NPU ASIC. We call this heterogeneous computing. And also the innovation workload will need edge computing to lower the latency between the end customer to the cloud platform. So later I will talk about how Huawei Cloud can make difference at here. Actually, we are the only cloud provider can provide high performance infrastructure. Here we can show our capability for the cloud platform. We began our cloud business in 10 years before. First, we began with the private cloud to set up our experience. And then we launched our public cloud at 2015. And then we take only about 2 years to catch up to the major cloud provider, which usually need 5 years normally. So now we can meet almost most of the requirements from customer. For example, we provide some solution to meet the key scenario of our enterprise customer, from horizontal solution to the industry solution. And later we'll talk detail about HPC solution, ICP solution, and heterogeneous solution-based EI solution. Okay, for HPC solution, we know that it is an extremely high performance platform. Traditional CPU is not enough. So we can provide a GPU-based flavor, FPGA-based flavor, and also we are the only vendor to provide InfiniBand-based computer internet interconnection, which can be 20 performance higher than the traditional Ethernet-based connection. And we are also the only vendor to provide InfiniBand-based parallel file system. And also we innovate our onboard intelligent network card, which can be used to fast provision the bare metal service. You know, in traditional bare metal service, it needs at least 1 hour to provision one physical server. When they use this intelligent network, it takes about 15 minutes to provision this bare metal service. Also, this network has a very high I/O performance. So this is why Hynix Nebula runs the HPC workload on Open Technical Cloud. So they move most of the workload to public cloud. And for ICP solution, you know, Germany is a strong manufacturing country. And this is why ICP comes from here. And the T-Systems have a very strong team to provide ICP-based managing service. When we launched the Open Technical Cloud, some of the workload for development, for QA, can be moved to public cloud, which can benefit from the flexibility, faster provision, and security isolation, and global access. For example, the provision time when you move to Open Technical Cloud will be reduced from 42 days to 10 days. It's very beneficial. In the future, the production environment will also be moved to Open Technical Cloud. Okay. For the innovation business, when customers do the innovation on cloud, they not only need a heterogeneous infrastructure like GPU, FPGA, and ASIC, NPU. We also provide an ecosystem to help customers easily develop their AI solution. So we provide a big data solution together. We also provide machine learning service and deep learning service. And we also provide some common service for example, speaker and semantics, and visual perception, and natural language processor. So all of the services are be ready. So now some customers from different industries are beginning to run the ES solution on public cloud. So it's ready. And the second concern for the customer to move in cloud is the security. Actually, Huawei can provide a full stack security guarantee. We have 30 years experience in the security industry. So we can protect our data in 7 layers. So we serve a lot of government and enterprise customers. And now we can provide more than 120 security services. So besides this security capability, we also have got most of the certification from the industry. So we are trusted provider. So later I can show some demo or introduce from China and cloud in Europe market. Here is the demo for the cloud in China. In this demo, you can monitor the security state real time. In this demo, you can also try the cloud-based data encryption and database encryption. So if you are interested in this demo, please go to our booth over there. So this is the demo for China cloud. And for the cloud in Europe, we also work closely with our 3 major carriers together to add on some security service to meet the local requirement. For example, for T-System, we have a very strong security team, which have more than 200 security experts. T-System also provide a certification for the local automotive customer. It's a local certification. And for Orange, as we said before, they also have a dedicated security team to provide security services all over the world. They have 9 security operations centers all over the world. So 11 Pass is another security unit for Telefonica. They add 4 security services for local market. And they also work with more than 10 partners to align together to ensure the secure of the digital transformation. Also, the last concern from the customer will be the global coverage, especially for our customers who do business around the world and across Europe and China. First, we have very good coverage in China. And out of China, we work closely with the 3 major carriers together. As we said, we demoed the cloud connector between Europe and China, which can be made the very simple for the customer across Europe and China. And besides this area, for example, for Middle East and for Russian, Africa, for this area, it's very difficult to launch a cloud business. But Huawei has the benefit. We can reuse our IT infrastructure over there to launch our cloud service over there. So we can cover all of the area for the service requirement. Okay, so that's all of the information we want to deliver that. First, we have the capability to meet the enterprise customer's requirement. We are different from the other major cloud provider at high performance, open, and insurance and intelligence. And also, we are the trusted provider around the world. And the last one will be, we have global coverage. So this is why we can make our customer business very simple. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you're supposed to stay for the draw. Mr. Guoqian, thank you for your speech. But yes, we're gonna, okay, is everybody ready? Are you awake? Yes? Did you take a drink? There are some waiters going around with beer and with champagne. Just help yourself. We are going to do our lucky prize draw now, and I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Klose, please, and Mr. Cédric Parent. Could you please come to the stage so that we can start with our lucky prize draw? The lady. Keep your tickets. Okay, maybe you're one of the winners, who knows? Thank you, welcome. Okay, hello, bonjour. So I would say each of you takes 2 times, okay? 2 trials, and you give me the number, and I will say the number. Okay, we have A91. A91, anybody? A91. Okay, over there? Where are you? You can collect your prize here with my colleagues. She has a wonderful prize. Congratulations. Okay, would you like to go again? Okay, you have the next one. So the winner is A43. A43. Who is the winner? You need to put up your hands so we can see. The lady over there. Yes. Congratulations. Please make your way to the stage. Thank you. And now we would like to draw our next winner. Oh. Yes, there is. They're hidden. Okay, so let's see. Who is the winner? A37. A37. Over there. Sir. Yes, come to my colleague. She'll give you your gift. Congratulations. And let's do another one. We have lots of winners today, so you're all winners. No losers. A26. Ah, yes, look how excited she is. She's really excited. Congratulations. I love that. Congrats. And now would you like to as well? Thank you. So let's see who's next. Okay, can we have A20, please? Oh, wow, another excited person. Where are you? You're hiding? Ah.